Hi everyone. In this video, we will identify the null and alternative hypotheses for a population proportion. A pharmaceutical company claims that their new flu vaccine has an effectiveness rate of over 85% in preventing the flu. A public health researcher, Dr. Lee, conducts a study to investigate this claim by randomly selecting 400 individuals who received the vaccine and tracks whether they contracted the flu during the flu season. Out of the 400 individuals, 330 did not contract the flu after receiving the vaccine. Dr. Lee wants to perform a hypothesis test to determine if there is convincing evidence to support the pharmaceutical company's claim. Confirm all conditions for the hypothesis test are met, then identify the null and alternative hypotheses. To confirm all the conditions, we need to know what they are. The first condition that needs to be met is that the scenario has a binomial model, meaning I have two independent outcomes, a success and a failure. And in this case, we have two, which is that they will have the flu or they will not have the flu. So the success is that the vaccine is effective, and the failure is that it is not effective. The second condition that needs to be met is that the sample is randomly selected. And we were told as we read through this that it was a random selection of 400 individuals. So this condition has been met. The last one takes a little longer. We're going to need to find the number of trials and multiply this to the success, the population proportion, P, and the number of trials and multiply it by the proportion of failures. And we were given this as 85%. So we're going to take that as the decimal 0.85. To find Q, this is just 1 minus P, or the 100% minus the 85, which gives us 0.15 or 15%. And we need to multiply this to the number in the trial, and we were told that they had a random selection of 400 individuals. So the trial size is 400. And then we will multiply these in our calculator. 400 times 0.85 is 340, and 400 times 0.15 is 60. And the condition that must be met is that these must be greater than or equal to 5. And in both cases, they are. 340 is greater than 5, and 60 is also greater than 5. This means that we have met all three conditions for a hypothesis test. So we can go back and identify the null and alternative hypotheses. The null hypothesis has an equal sign in it, and the alternative hypothesis must have a less than, greater than, or a not equal to. Looking back at the claims, we see that the pharmaceutical company is claiming that their effectiveness rate is over 85%, and Dr. Lee wants to conduct the study to investigate the claim. So because our null hypothesis must have an equal sign, we're going to put equal, and the alternative hypothesis is over, which is a greater than, not greater than or equal to, just over 85%. So we're looking for the population proportion represented by P, and we are looking at it equaling 85% for the null hypothesis, or 0.85, and the alternative will be that it is greater than 0.85. We've now met or confirmed all the conditions for the hypothesis test are met, and we've identified the null and alternative hypothesis, so we're all done.